Good afternoon to everyone. I'd like to update you on EMA's approach to transparency and communication. So this provides an outline of what I'm going to cover. I'll highlight some of the information we're publishing, how we're communicating, and then talk a little bit about who we're collaborating with. I'm very conscious of the time, so I'm going to walk you as rapidly as I can through the slide deck. So at EMA, extraordinary measures have been put in place to enhance the level of transparency on COVID-19 medicines. And as we surpass the 1-year mark since COVID-19 was declared a global pandemic, I'd really like to acknowledge the work of the team at EMA and our colleagues across the network in implementing those transparency measures. Why is it important? Well, we know there's a huge amount of information circulating out there, but not all of it's clear and not all of it's accurate. So access to valid information on vaccines from trusted sources such as the EMA is more important than ever. At EMA, we don't just want to publish information, but really to try and communicate better. So to add context to the data released and explain the science in plain language. Access to data is key to reinforcing trust clearly, and also about helping the public to understand the rationale underpinning those important decisions on vaccines. Engagement also remains crucial. We're actively listening to questions and to any concerns, so hopefully we can address them. And we're also avidly involving stakeholders and members of the public in our activities. So what information is being published? Well, we're providing information really throughout a vaccine's life cycle. And on this slide, I provide some of the sorts of information we're publishing, and I'll come on to share a few examples. So during development, we provide information on those medicines that have received EMA advice. We're also very transparent about the topics discussed by our scientific committees, and we regularly publish meeting minutes and agendas. We also will announce publicly when we commence a rolling review or start the evaluation of an application for marketing authorization, and that is to let people know what is coming through the regulatory approval process. At the stage of the marketing authorization, we'll also publish the outcome of the assessment, whether that be a recommendation for approval or even if it's a negative outcome or a withdrawal. At that point of the approval, we'll publish product information in all European languages, together with an overview which provides information about the vaccine and why it's been approved in simple language. We'll also rapidly publish the European Public Assessment Report, and that provides more comprehensive information about EMA's assessment and explains why we've taken decisions that we have. We also provide more information about the safety profile, as Peter Arlett highlighted, in the form of the risk management plan. And thereafter, we'll publish the clinical data that's been submitted to EMA in those applications for COVID-19 medicines as the authorization has been made, and we've then gone on to remove any personal data or any commercially confidential information. And then finally, post-authorization, we'll update on any important changes and also publish regular safety updates at monthly intervals. So this is an example of an image we regularly publish to update the regulatory status of vaccines. So here on the left-hand side, you see those 3 vaccines that are currently under rolling review. In the middle is where we report any pending applications for marketing authorization. Currently, there are non-pending. And on the right-hand side, those 4 authorized vaccines that we've already heard about. And that image is updated each week. And if you'd like to follow it, you can do so on EMA's Twitter channel. So if you're looking for more information on individual vaccines, as I mentioned, you can start high level with the product information, then you can dive into the medicine's overview for more detail. Then on the assessment, you can look into the European Public Assessment Report. And if you'd like to drill down further into the clinical data, this is where you would go. This is our website where we publish the clinical data. And already you'll find there that we've published the data on the Moderna vaccine and the Comirnaty. It includes the clinical summaries, the clinical overviews, and the actual clinical study reports that have been provided in the application for marketing authorization. If you're interested in more information about the safety profile, We're publishing regular monthly safety updates on any emerging safety data for each authorised vaccine, as well as any updates on assessments carried out by EMA and the scientific committee, the safety committee, the PRAC. There's additional background information on the vaccine, as well as information on any planned or ongoing studies and information on how to report any side effects. So a few words about how we're communicating. We've developed and published a series of new information materials. We're also responding to queries from members of the public, from patients, health professionals, academics, and media. We're updating on key developments in the press, organising public meetings such as this one, and engaging on social media, as well as through interviews with journalists in the media. We're working closely with ECDC to provide content on the European Vaccination Information Portal, which is also available in all EU languages. And as and when needed, we'll be publishing safety communications to complement the monthly safety updates I referred to. On to the next one, please. So this is just really to share some examples and some links to different information and material for you. So this is the material about key facts on COVID-19, what we call Tier 1 material, and that addresses many of the frequently asked questions from the general public. This is the Tier 2. This describes the information on how vaccines are developed, evaluated, approved, and monitored on COVID-19 vaccines. And the material here is really aimed both at stakeholders and the general public. So amongst other points, this explains how COVID-19 vaccines are being developed, following the same legal requirements for pharmaceutical quality, safety, and efficacy as all other medicines. On to the next one, please. And this is Tier 3. Again, more information here on the types of studies needed to approve a COVID-19 vaccine, including in the area of pharmaceutical quality, manufacturing, for example, non-clinical safety, and information on clinical efficacy and safety as well. So who are we engaging with? Well, we're actively engaging with patients and healthcare professionals through the representatives in EMA's pandemic task force, also through our regular working party meetings, and also healthcare professionals and patient consumer organisations and academia are helping us user test some of those information materials so we can hopefully make them as understandable as possible. We're also working closely with the European Commission, with the ECDC and the national competent authorities, and we are making efforts to communicate information really in the most meaningful way, using plain language and hopefully to promote understanding. So we're very keen to listen to and address questions and concerns on vaccines that arise, and public meetings provide an excellent opportunity to engage, such as this one. As well as today's meeting, we've held previous public meetings in December and January, and if you'd like to look back at those, there are links on our website. We're also keen then to hear whether these meetings are useful, how we can do better. And this was my final slide, and here I'd like to leave you with a link to our website for further information on all the COVID-19 related material. And there you can also shortly find a link where you will be able to report some feedback on this meeting. So we're very keen to hear how we can improve to make these most useful moving forward. I'll leave it there then. Thank you.